And we are live. Welcome everybody back to another Apollo Justice live stream. Hopefully everybody's Thursday is going well. Jaren, welcome to the stream, man. Game? Did they start playing tonight? I have to double check. Nope. Tomorrow. So tomorrow, Jen, we're not gonna be at tomorrow at 7:05. We're not gonna be friends for a little bit, right? Because I have to hope the Angels somehow keep finding ways to win. Because shockingly, they might be back to 500. I know, crazy. Alright. Last time we were here, Romaine Lettuce's body got taken. We don't know, it just poofed. And they're over here saying that, oh, it poofed away and wound up on the big stage with guitar in hand next to one Elton Wonder, the piano wizard. And yeah, now we're in trial, and the mirror has been lying. We know this. We know this. She's been fidgeting and gulping. Alright, let's get the in-game audio going now. Let's see, which headphone do I want? Yeah. I don't remember if we pressed any of these or not, so we're gonna do that. Dash, welcome to the stream, man. How's your Thursday been? Who would steal a body just to match some lyrics? That works on stream this time? It's a miracle. The multi-chat's not working, but you know, and it's fine because I got both chats up, so it doesn't matter. I mean, it's been working on stream for past couple streams, I believe. At least on Fridays, I know. Wet and floody, that's been your Thursday? That is... I mean, it depends on if you really like rain, I guess. Maybe it's been good, but otherwise maybe not. Didn't work last time? Oh. I didn't want to work with some sad baseball time. I didn't believe it myself, but it can't just be a coincidence. Alright, let me see if I can find the Russian accent that eventually becomes Transylvanian. It is as Fraulein Detective says. Let us begin with the first verse. If you would, Fraulein Detective. What? You want me to sing it? You're the witness, yeah? Or did you want me to sing? It's slowly becoming just Dracula. The man's becoming Dracula as we go on. It's 87 here, and I woke up late because the new humidifier I have has kept me very cozy in my room. I keep waking up late, and it's not fun. So, I would have loved to have been out in the heat walking at some point, and it didn't happen. Let's see. Let's see if you guys are going to find out if I'm going to be happy about next week or not. Oh, moderate air quality. So apparently the air quality is not great today. No. Dear Lord. That's a lot of rain Sunday. Possibly. Yeah. No, it's gonna rain Monday. Don't rain. Well, it's kinda gonna rain Monday. It's not really gonna rain Monday when it matters. That's good. Tuesday. Well, I'll be home by then because stream, so I can go for my walk then. And then it's sunny from that point on. That's good. Okay, it's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be next week. I don't know. Alright. Couldn't convince your family to turn on the AC because it's gonna cool down this weekend. It's not gonna cool down that much. Therefore, Ed, I'm starting to crave your blood. I warn you, my fee as vocalist is not trivial. Fine. Let's look at the first part of the lyrics, shall we? I don't know what's the. I need some lyrical assistance here. I don't know how this song's supposed to go. What's the time signature? I don't know how it's supposed to go here. I can't sing this. When you stole away the keys and heart held onto it so tight. Indeed, my favorite heart-shaped keyring was stolen that morning. Next, we got the right page of the lyric sheet, where we find, burning on in my heart, fire, burn my love away, all the way. As we know, Prosecutor Gavin's guitar bursts into flame. Like a bullet of love, fire, take my life away, all away. And of course, my boy Romaine Lettuce. Mr. Lettuce's life was taken by a bullet. Bravo, Fraulein Detective. You're singing. It's not bad. It's gonna stay in like the mid-80s here, so. Well, no, it's gonna get to like the 70s on the weekend because it's gonna rain. It's really it. I don't know what the fuck that is. Now for the finale. Guitar, guitar, or guitar, guitar, up together to the sky. As it says in the lyrics, Mr. Lettuce was found with a guitar high in the sky over the stage. I mean, do we know the strength of Elton Wonder over here? We don't know. He could be super powerful. He could be Daredevil for all we know. We don't know. And next week, 92, 86, 79, 70, 75, 83, 88. I mean, not bad. That's 79 to 88's not bad. The 92 sucks, but, you know, get that 79 to 83, really. That's the money range. No series of coincidences could be so could be so well conceived. He's right, scientifically speaking. What would Wacky have said? That concert was whack. Or what would Wacky have said? That concert was whack. Yo, I would have been so much better on that stage. I would have played Flo. I just imagine if Walkie had been at that concert, the only thing he'd been talking about is how they're not playing his favorite anime openings. That's what he would have been angry about. We've kind of stuck in a consistent, like, 85 to, like, upper 80s. Where's my fairy tale opening? Oh, I love it. Can lift. Yeah. Hand cannon, even fire it. I mean, I don't know. I don't know him. I don't know how he lives his life. He might do curls. We don't know. Well, it's hard to argue when she pours her heart into it like that. Anyway, the shooter. Does the prosecution have any idea why he'd do all this? In my scientific opinion, no clue. So you have no MO for why he would move the body. And you also believe... Now here, the gun, maybe, just maybe, in a blue moon, I'll give you. There's no way in fucking hell that little Stevie Wonder over here, who we can't understand for shit, is gonna pick up romaine lettuce and move his ass where he was found. There's no fucking way. There's no that's dead weight, literally and figuratively at that point. There's no way that dude's moving that body. No way. He would be better off in a Judy Bagwell in a pole match. But he clearly had a reason to go through all that trouble. Some deep reason. A deep reason? Not only did he steal my keys, he torched my guitar. Unforgivable acts, even if he had a reason. And worse, if he had none. The diva's complaints aside, I can't imagine someone doing this on just a whim. Indeed, it does seem too well rehearsed, shall we say. It was a Judy Bagwell in a pole match initially, and then they brought her out on a forklift. It still was labeled on a pole, because it has to be. Because, Vince Russo loves poles. Yes, this crime was planned for sure. Was it? Was it, Emma? No one in this country had a motive to kill the victim. We don't know that. We don't know that. But Mr. Lettuce Mr. Lettuce spoke English. He may have come to this country before. I looked into that, I assure you. Oh. It was his first time in the country, it seems. Apparently he learned English on his own. He spoke it real well for learning on his own. Crazy things that Duolingo app, man. Great. You see, no one here had a motive to kill him. And certainly not in such an elaborate fashion. It does seem difficult to imagine. Unless our famous prosecutor did it as a publicity stunt. What did you say? Prosecutor Gavin, you did this to promote your song? I mean, that would be like the third weirdest thing we'd have heard in court in these games. Like, I don't even think, maybe not even that high. Like, we've heard weirder reasons for people to kill somebody in this courtroom. So, Of course not. And I am quite dismayed by the ludicrous nature of her claim. Why would I need promotion? Everyone already listens to my music. I am big fan. They are big fans. They listen to music as men walks down aisle to wrestle in ring. Bye! They're even in my school, in my textbook at school. What? And I'd never heard of them. What does that say about me? I was just kidding. Don't get all worked up, Glimmer Boy. Okay, what more we got here? What do you mean by his signature? The bullet holes in the wall, of course. The bullet holes? The revolver was fired twice. One shot missed and left a hole in the wall. Yeah? That means what exactly? That dressing room isn't exactly spacious. Picture the shooter facing off with the victim in there. They can't have been more than 5 feet apart. It would be difficult, almost impossible to miss at that range. Difficult to miss, you say? Very. Assuming the shooter could properly aim. And this is where you are just toying with him because he's blind. Come on, how dare you? Daredevil? Like, he has magical senses. He might, you don't know? You don't know? Machi, he can't see. That's why he missed. It's the only explanation that makes sense. He used sound and other senses to fire the gun. Poorly. That reminds me. The monitor in that room was blaring at the time, yeah? Hardly ideal conditions for tracking by sound. A blind shooter. No wonder he missed. I knew those bullet holes would come back to haunt me. Thanks, Justice. What do I do? Oh. I'm trying to think exactly what would object to the bullet holes. No, it's definitely not that. I will say the argument of the bullet holes, I think you can make an argument with that he didn't do it solely because the size differential would probably change where the bullet holes were located. Just saying. I'm gonna save for now. I'm gonna sit back and watch, just see. He couldn't see, so the first shot missed. As explanations go, it's airtight. It appears the shooter didn't leave his signature. Afraid this is looking bad for our young defendant. The witness may continue with her testimony. You got it. But you can't say that for sure. Please, none of those non-scientific objections. They're bad for my complexion. What's so scientific about a murder to lyrics? Lyrics can be explained scientifically. Never underestimate the power of science. Put that bottle of finger powder down before you hurt someone, like me. Okay then, explain it scientifically. I require more data. Huh, likely story. This doesn't look so good, does it, Apollo? No, it doesn't. What do we do? First, we don't panic. Even though Machi's case is leaking water by the gallon. Gavin's on a roll, and it's up to me to stop him. Alright. Needs variables and control group, a scientific and experimental group, then needs to do the test multiple times to come to a conclusive answer. True. Make a good argument here, Jane. Well, this is court. She should have had all that done already. Alright. I've got two things that I think I can argue here. So, let me resave. Here. Oh. Well, there could have been a struggle with the victim. That's certainly possible. And it might have been the revolver's fault. The revolver. The revolver was a very large caliber, correct? The shooter wasn't used to firing such a large weapon. Why, it could dislocate their shoulder. Exactly. The defendant, Machi Tobe, is, as you can see, tiny. It's not so hard to picture him firing the gun and missing entirely. The kickback alone would throw off his aim. A convincing argument, to be sure. Take that, smug prosecution. Apollo? Huh? What? That bit about Machi being tiny and the gun throwing off his aim. Aren't you kind of, admitting that he did it? Oh. It does not matter why he missed. What matters is that the shooter was, without a doubt, the defendant. Even the defense seems to agree on that point. Cripes, I really put my foot in it this time. But let's get the facts of the matter on the record. If you would, Fraulein Detective. Very well. The witness will add this to her testimony. Right. You can't say he was blind just because of those bullet holes in the wall. I think I've proven that. I wouldn't call it proof, per se. Huh? You've merely raised a possibility. Fraulein Detective has made a most logical conjecture based upon the evidence. Of course, there is more evidence than just bullet holes. The defendant was the only one who could have escaped through the air vent. But wait! If he was blind, how would he know about the air vent in the first place? Ah, a very good point. Well, Fraulein Detective, if you would care to explain. Certainly seems sure of himself. Recall the crime scene, if you would. There's a stepladder below the air vent. As it happens, maintenance was scheduled for that day. Custodial staff went around checking all the air vents. I don't believe it. Everyone backstage was told about the maintenance, including Machi Tobe. He would have known that there would be a way out at the top of that stepladder. But that's... Why is this the first time I'm hearing about this? You could have figured it out by yourself. You only needed to consider what that stepladder was doing there. Looks like the defense's objection has been squished by a stepladder. Well, Elfored. Out of ammunition, perhaps. Never seen Prosecutor Gavin so aggressive. Maybe he's caught the scent of blood. Ooh, he is a vampire! Either that or a big fan of Castlevania. Fucking ladders. Apollo, don't you have something? Anything? Do we have something? Anything? I mean, the only thing we really have is the fact that he wrote something down. We just can't make it out. That's really one of the only things we have. You know what we need? We need something to prove the killer could see. That'll put him in his place. Do we have anything that proves the killer can see? Proving the shooter was sighted would do it. That would take down one of their central points. Do I have any evidence that can prove that, though? I don't think I do. I mean, unless it's this picture, and they were the ones who smeared the blood, that's about all I've got. I don't have a lot of evidence that proves that the killer could see. We'll present evidence, and we're gonna see. Fine. I accept the prosecution's challenge. As I knew you would, Erfored. What exactly am I up against here? The prosecution is saying the shooter missed because they couldn't see. Therefore, Machi, who's blind, did it. The defense will please present their evidence. Evidence that overturns the prosecution's claim that the shooter couldn't see. I don't think there's anything on here that would prove it, so that's not a thing. think this is the only thing I've got that at least I 100% could see as being, you know, any argument. This is that evidence. The photograph of the crime scene. I don't care much for the smirk on Prosecutor Gavin's face. But this is no time to think twice. Time to press on. Okay, I feel good about my choice here. Yes, Your Honor. The crime scene. There is something in here that decisively contradicts the prosecution's point. Then perhaps you'd best show us this something. Get your finger out of the breeze and put it to good use, yeah? Very well. Show us what you're talking about, Mr. Justice. The contradiction at the crime scene is... right here. The contradiction is right here. The smeared blood stains? I thought it was just my blurry vision. I haven't worn my spectacles in, 30 years now? I haven't felt I needed them. Maybe that's why I've heard so many weird sounds on the road. But it really was blurry. The way the victim's hand is raised above his head. Much like a gesture I have many times in this court. It's almost as if he wrote something. Uh-huh, I get it. At least, I think I get it. Get the what, Fraulein? When Mr. Latouche was shot, he tried to write something. And what would he write but the shooter's name? And what would he write it in but his own blood? Pretty good, huh? Thanks for making my point for me. Yes, in fact, that's what I think happened here. That does seem to be a distinct possibility. The victim wrote the killer's name. It's certainly a logical conclusion. Jack, I just wish it wasn't all rubbed out like that. Of course it's rubbed out. Why, if I were a killer, I certainly wouldn't want to leave my own name behind. Neither would I. He is becoming so Dracula every single second. At this point, he might just turn into Dracula just because it'll be easier on me. No one has anything else to say? About what? So the prosecution accepts this? You agree, this is the victim making an attempt to record the name of the killer. And that the killer tried to rub the name out. It's 100% Dracula now? Okay, we're running with it then. The man has now become the antithesis and antagonist of Castlevania. What's your point? That's my point! Or what's my point? Let me ask you this. How did the killer know the victim was writing their name? Well, Mr. Latouche was writing something in blood. Once the killer saw what it was... Wait. Once he saw what it was... And what did you just testify about the shooter? I said they were blind. Ah! Yet the crime scene itself contradicts that. German to Romanian to Transylvanian, yep. Yep. I can't do it. My range doesn't do that for some reason. The killer had to have been able to see. Why would they rub out the name in... God, I think there was a coffee ground in there. It slipped down the wrong way. Woo! Why would they rub out the name in blood otherwise? Apparently the killer's trying to kill me. Whew. May I remind the court that the defendant, Maketobe, is blind. He couldn't have been the shooter. Order! 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 Prosecutor Gavin, please explain to me what all this means. I mean, looking at this photo, it seems quite clear that the shooter could see. Yet, up until now... Alright. I feel like every sentence needs to start with blah if we're gonna do this. It seems I owe the court an apology. The Governors are a band with law enforcement's ties, yet a murder of code. His voice is just nothing now. During our concert, apparently this caused some confusion over jurisdiction. As a result, some reports were not filed in an entirely timely manner. This is why you don't do raids with randos, man. You don't do GTA heists with randos. You just don't. Unless you you need at least one other person. I've figured out. That way at least half the team is competent. Yeah, of course. They hear shooting, they have to go shoot at things. That's what happens in GTA. Unless you're me and you just want to go to the beach and enjoy yourself on your day and, you know, and then wind up getting blown up by some dude with an RPG. Ruined your beach day. I'm not sure I like the vibe I'm getting here. Hey, Apollo, look at him. He's now a vampire, apparently. Why is Prosecutor Gavin all relaxed and smiling like that? Like he just had a big drink of red viscous fluid. Like he knows something we don't. He's about to tell us. Let's rock. Let's rock. I've got the 1 count with these documents, but before that, I have a question for the Fraulein detective. If I may. What? Tell me, why do you think that Machetobe is blind? Huh? What did he say? What are you saying? Of course he's blind. Of course. He's the blind pianist, right? So he's... Doesn't Lamuwa lead him around by the hand all the time? No way. I have a report here on the defendant, Machetobe. According to this, Machetobe can see perfectly well. What? You son of a bitch. His blindness was merely a publicity ploy by those clever Borginians. He can see quite well. But you said... What did I say, exactly? Therefore, not once in the course of this trial have I claimed the defendant was blind. The only one who did was the Fraulein detective. But that's a significant fact. Yes, consider Machetobe sees. But he was the only one who could have fled to the air vent. I see no problems with this. Yeah, I saw that. He's supposed to debut, what, Friday? Supposed to debut tomorrow on SmackDown to help Solo. He's now going to be the new one to love Solo. I will say though that turn with Fatu was good though, man. That turn though with Fatu was so good. Under the name Fatu apparently. But he's not a Fatu. Like, I don't like them making him a Fatu because he's not a Fatu. Because he's isn't he one of the Tongans? Like Tamatonga and Tongaloa? Like, he's not part of the Fatu line. Because I thought it was related to Tongaloa and Tamatonga. Dear Lord. Now they're just messing up everything, man. Now they're just messing. How dare they? What about the bullet holes in the wall? Yes, the bullet holes. I believe R4 had neatly explained those for us. He didn't miss because he couldn't see. It was the kickback from the 45 caliber revolver. A simple accident, in other words. How's that? I'm afraid your objection has just flown off. Just flown off for brighter skies. This is where the fun really begins. I saw that he left, I saw they left minicamp. I was wondering what happens if he doesn't sign. Because I wasn't sure, like, how that worked. Like, I wasn't sure how that would work if he didn't sign. If he opts out, he can re-enter the draft one more time. Okay. Okay. Well, that is a thing. Something. Any games on right now? Don't think there are, but or maybe there are. But apparently Minnesota is playing Houston right now. Or not Houston, Texas. Alright. Since that second season during his third, he'd be an undrafted free agent where he can just sign anywhere. I will say if he goes undrafted, that, like, if he were to not get signed, bruh, does that look bad on Cincinnati. Like, man, does that look bad on Cincinnati. No, you didn't have what they took. You jerk. I know. You're a jerk. I know. You're a jerk. I know. You're a jerk. I know. I had to. Every time I see the words you or your and jerk next to each other, you've got to go into that song. It's a good track. Also, it gets me nostalgic because this was the high school days. You're a jerk. I know. You're a jerk. I know. Such a good track. Just what was I in here for? Comic relief? Yeah, apologize. Oh, sorry. That's no way to apologize. He's angered the Trucy now. Look out. Especially when it's because they're being cheap in the contract language. It's already a set amount. Why make it difficult? Exactly. Like, this... Like, you can say a lot. I'll always say, you can say a lot of things about Shad Khan and the way the Jags have been run the past handful of years. The one thing you can't say is that the man's cheap, because he's not. Man spends a lot of fucking money on both the Jags and the city of Jacksonville. The one thing you can say about Cincinnati's owner, I have to maneuver shit here, is he's cheap. Extremely cheap. I'm gonna go get a tissue. I'll be back in a second. But as I was saying, yeah, Cincinnati's owner is just dirt cheap. It's one reason I did not think they were going to be able to keep both Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. I was dumbfounded they were able to keep both because, you know, the owner's cheap as fuck. He makes Artie Moreno look like a high spender. That's the one thing I can say. Like, Artie is cheap, but Cincinnati's owner is so much cheaper than even Artie. So, because Artie will spend, it's just at the wrong spots. He won't spend on a pitcher. Goddamn. Trying to clear my throat made it worse. If we please end the bickering now. Whatever. I'm not leaving. I can't leave like this. I'll come up with some clue to solving this case if it kills me. But your testimony has already given us enough to convict the defendant. Don't say that. What? This blood stain. The criminal tried to wipe it off, right? That seems to be what happened, yes. We might be able to find out what was really written there. Really? You can do that? That's right. With this luminol spray. It's called luminol. Maybe you know of it. It's a chemical that reacts to blood. It was used in this one weird thing where there were a lot of escape rooms. And apparently a lot of people died. Ooh. Don't try and clear your throat. It'll make it worse. Ah, yes. Have we done those tests yet? As if I'm going to tell you. The bloodstains covered a section of the carpet. In order to perform blood test, that section was removed and submitted. Perhaps we should request it here in court now. Right. Go for it, Apollo. Huh? I have to do the test? You just have to spray the luminol on it. Simple. A chemical that reacts to blood. I've heard of this somewhere. Yes, I believe an analysis is called for. Have at it. Have at thee. Right, ready? It's easy as pie. Just press X to spray an area. Here, give it a try. The eyes of the entire court are focused on me. Apollo, your hand's shaking. Let's do this. I'm sorry. What? IPYX 314206. Okay, we have to reverse that, flip it upside down, in bold. Then we have to bold, italicize, emboss, put a stroke around it, and it says Leon. Got it. Leon did it. Sometimes I'm too good, you know. Sometimes you know. Sometimes, you know, you can't stop me from being as good as I am, right? Right, guys? Yeah. It's just obvious. Wow. It really works. This must be the power of science. It says IPX. It looks more like a Y than X to me, but I see the X now. IPXX 314206. Is that the killer's name? Maybe it is. The killer is a robot. Ha ha ha. I have it. So what is it? I thought those letters IPXX looked familiar. This is an Interpol ID number. I'm sorry, Interpol? We're talking about Interpol right now. We're talking about a criminal who's taken the world by storm. Okay. Okay. Interpol? You mean the International Police Agency? Yes, most are undercover agents working to solve international crimes. But why would he write that number? Why would Mr. Lettuce even know a number like that? Good show, Fraulein Detective. Rock on. I love the idea of Dracula just being a fucking rocker. I mean, he wears the attire of somebody who goes to rock concerts. So yeah, I could see it. I mean, I will recommend, if you've never seen it, the music video for, what is it? I think it's Dark All Day by Gunship. If you've never seen that music video, I highly recommend going to watch it. It is awesome. It is essentially Blade with a bunch of other animated characters in it at a rock concert. It's the coolest shit ever. And the song's got a fucking sax solo. And if a song has a saxophone solo, you know it's a good song. That's just science. Could be a first in modern NFL history to try and score 30 plus a game and give up 30 plus. I mean, it's possible. It's very possible. I will say, if I wasn't already committed to doing the Raiders, Cincinnati's definitely a team I'm gonna eyeball to try and build up. But if you do Cincinnati, the only way to do it real is to stick to a budget. You would have to try and play Moneyball. If you wanted to do it real, you would have to play Moneyball. I mean, they're picking fights with their own players. Jermaine Pratt wanted to stay. He just wanted to get paid. They didn't want to pay him. Hendrickson wants to stay. He just wants to get paid. They don't want to pay him. Like, they're about to have no pass rushers. And funny enough, while they're doing that, the Jags have been, like, connected to Hendrickson because his wife's from Jacksonville. So, like, it's like, yeah, I'm totally down. If we can get Trey Hendrickson in Jacksonville, I'll take it. Make that trade happen, Gladstone. Your Honor, we can verify this number immediately. Darian, Darian, are you there? Come up to the witness stand. Darian, you heard what we need. Go check into this Interpol ID number. Sure thing. Give me 30 minutes. Nah. Give me 27. I'm not sure what to think of all this. Prosecution's case is airtight, or so it seems. Yet if this number is really that of an Interpol agent... Oh, wait. I know. What if Maki Tobe's really an undercover Interpol agent? That would be a possibility. A possibility, yes. And one that would mark him as the killer for certain. Why did Lettuce know an Interpol ID number? That's what I want to know. Well, we have some time while we await Darian's report. Let's work on unraveling another mystery, shall we? A curious mystery concerning Maki Tobe. What are you talking about? Fräulein Detective, please accept my apologies. I received word that the defendant could, in fact, see just before the trial began. It seemed too much of a bother to tell you. You had me until that last bit. Does this not raise a rather straightforward question? Well, sure. Why did Machi pretend he couldn't see? Exactly. It makes little sense. What do you think, Herr Forehead? Huh? Me? Machi Tobe pretended he was blind. Do you know why? How could he know? Wait, Prosecutor Gavin knows why, doesn't he? He's known from the start of the trial. He's been leading us on the whole time. Something wrong. Do you think perhaps this is all some kind of game? Know that the moment I heard that report, I knew why. I suppose people would have sold over 1 million records really are something else. What does that have to do with anything? There was a reason why Machi Tobe pretended to be blind, but it wasn't for his own sake. Getting the picture now. It wasn't for himself? Well, Mr. Justice, you present evidence that shows us why the defendant had to feign blindness. Yep. It's a marketing ploy. Machi had no reason to pretend he couldn't see, which means... no. It couldn't be. Good show, Herr Forehead. It seems you've thought of something. Why can't I figure these things out on my own? I hate having to take my cues from this guy. Very well. Look at this. This is why he was pretending he couldn't see. That is La Miroir. La Miroir and Machi Tobe. Recall their relationship. In particular, their unique arrangement over the years before visiting her country. La Miroir and her pianist. They would always walk together, she leading him by the hand. Even when they got on stage, she would lead him to the piano. She would walk all the way over there with him. That's right, because he was blind. She led him at all times, never letting him go. All times. Yet, we've just learned something that makes their arrangement peculiar indeed. Machi could see. Why did they have to keep up this act the whole time? Well, wasn't it part of their performance? I think there's a simpler explanation. Machi did not need to be led by the hand at all. That can only mean one thing. Really? Really? It was all the other way around. So La Miroir is blind. The one who needed to be led by the hand was La Miroir. What's this? So you mean to say that La Miroir she's... What a plot twist. This is going in the fanfic right here. The blind literally leading the blind. That's genius. Yes, Your Honor, La Miroir is blind. What? Order! 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 This is crazy, Prosecutor Gavin. Is it now? Please shed some sanity on this madness. The defense has made an outrageous claim. The only thing outrageous I see about the defense is his vast forehead. He looks like, what is his name? Peyton Manning. Yet, I see it is not vast in vain this time. He's quite correct. But that makes no sense. Yeah, wasn't she supposed to be the landscape painter in sound or something? Well, since we have her here, why not ask La Miroir herself? I believe she is still in the witness waiting room. Apollo, what does this mean for our case? Don't ask me. I had no idea she couldn't see. I hadn't even imagined it until now. Bailiff, bring in La Miroir. I need fucking answers. La Miroir, it pains me deeply to call you before us again in this way. And yet, I must. Please, do not be concerned on my behalf. Those eyes, She really can't see? Really? It is true. How funny it is that a tiny lie born in the Virginian countryside would one day grow to entangle the entire world. So you are? Yes, as I mentioned before. I have no memory of the time before I became La Miroir. Know, too, that my memories begin in darkness. The word light has no meaning for La Miroir. I see. You may recall me saying something toward the beginning of this trial, Elton. What's that? I believe I said it was unfortunate this crime had no direct witness. That's clever. Yeah, give him that. That's actually a clever way of putting that. Now, La Miroir, I must ask you to stand once more. Will you testify to the court about your eyes? Of course. It was never my intent to deceive any of you. May I begin, Your Honor? Yes, of course. Though I admit I'm a little lost here. I think we're all a bit lost here, Your Honor. Oops. La Miroir's eye. I have no memory of the light. I debuted in a world of darkness and sound. My producer came up with my PR line before he knew this. So silly as it may sound, I had to pretend I could see. Every one of my staff knew, of course, but no others. Alright. But this is a murder trial. I apologize. It was part of my contract, you see. I was to keep my blindness a secret, no matter what. Music is everything for me. I never imagined something like this would... She told us the truth in the beginning, when she said she saw nothing. Very well. Does the defense have anything to add? I'd like to cross-examine. But what is there left to ask? There was one thing in her testimony that bothered me. Perhaps it is best we let you get it out of your system. Someday you'll come to understand the importance of thinking for yourself. Very well, the defense may proceed. However, be aware this court will not tolerate any questions deemed too stressful to the witness. Aye. There's only one part that bothered me. Just let me ask about that and I'll be happy. So you don't know why you went blind? I do not. I may have been born this way, in fact. It's fruitless to attempt to pry into her past, and I might add, it's a delicate subject. Not sure we can reasonably expect Mr. Justice to do anything delicately. Hey! Why, I oughta... Take a deep breath. Calm down. What I am now is all that I have. It is enough, I think. Weren't you nervous to hit the stage in your condition? No, not at all, surprisingly. It felt natural, singing in front of everyone. It's not something just anyone can do. She has a talent, that much is quite clear. You might even say she is beloved by the gods of music.
Even without light, I live perfectly happy in my world of sound. If that is a talent, as you say, then I thank the gods responsible.
What about your PR motto? Perhaps your music reminded him of the Borginian scenery.
No, it was quite the opposite.
The opposite?
According to my producer, my music has a certain global quality.
Global?
Multicultural, if you will. Hard to pin to one region. When people listen to it, they picture the country closest to their hearts. Which is why my music has reached so many. What a lovely story!
Sounds like this producer might have known what he was doing after all.
My songs are nothing more than a white canvas. To me, the real landscape painters are the listeners. When I think of that, I do not mind how I am represented to the world so much. Yet one thing quickly led to another.
Ooh. Was that to protect your image as the landscape painter in sound?
It does not matter so much to me, really. But the label is quite concerned about it, I think. A landscape painter who can't see. That's like a pianist who can't play, huh?
I'm not sure you can compare your father to La Moa.
The world of commercial music is filled with these little white lies.
I don't think she's wrong on that.
Nothing is sacred when it comes to publicity.
When you say your staff, do you include Mr. Lettuce?
Of course, he was my manager.
So he knew. And that's what's been bugging me. Something the matter, Mr. Justice. I believe I know what is bothering our young defense attorney. You're thinking of when you discovered the body, yes?
Is he right, Apollo?
Yes, it was. Spaceballs 2 got announced, and Rick Moranis is coming out of retirement to reprise his role as Darth Helmet. Fuck yeah! I love Rick Moranis. So underrated, man. He's so good. Okay, I gotta listen to this 50-second clip. Huh, I did not know that. Apparently back in 2017, the NFL apologized for the poor call on Miles Jack one down. No, they stopped the play while he was running. Yeah, they apparently apologized for that. they apologized for doing that, and I was like, bullshit. They know what they were doing. They knew what they were doing. They had to help Brady some way. Always got to help the fucking Patriots. That's not even the play that pisses... I'll always talk about it. That's not even the play that pisses me off the most out of that game. It's that first Patriots drive. They call a pass interference. And not Devin McCourty. Brandon Cooks is already like 4 yards out of bounds by the time they throw the flag for pass interference. And it's like, bruh, you can't call PI when he couldn't have caught the ball anyway. Ugh. Oh, that play pisses me off so much. And then they hugged the officials on the preceding touchdown. Mr. Lettuce told me to ask the witness, and he named you. Why would he do that? He knew you were blind. I don't know. Tisk. What did I just say? You need to learn to think for yourself. Meaning what? There is no mystery here if you recall everything he said. Think of his last words once more. The witness. Siren. We've heard them many times, along with a little play acting by our defense. I remember them well myself, but that statement is not to what I refer. I mean what he said before that. Before? What came before that? That's right. He tried to tell you. When he said, "Can't see," he wasn't talking about himself. He was talking about the witness. She! You're unbelievable. This is nonsense. I love that the judge is like flabbergasted by this case. He can't handle it. Right now, this fanfic is going hard currently. He's got so many notes written down, you don't even understand what he's doing with this fanfic currently. Like, M. Night Shyamalan wishes. Too bad the defense did not. Well, Air Forehead, try relaxing and looking at the facts first next time. Order! Order! Recall La Miwa's earlier testimony. She couldn't have heard those gunshots. But we proved that. That is not the most important point here. The moment he was shot, Mr. Lettuce witnessed her through that window. Why else would he have named her as the witness? Ah.
But I really did hear them. 2 gunshots, and a man's voice.
Fortunately, such a thing was impossible. The window was closed. We have already run a simulation, of course.
But it was so clear. If I heard that voice again, I would know it in an instant.
Your Honor! What is it, bailiff? Can't you see we're in session here? We have the results back from the investigation. The investigation? Ah, the Interpol number that Mr. Latouche left us. Well, let's hear it. We will continue this cross-examination afterward. Detective Crescent. Detective Crescent, your report, please. I asked Interpol about that number. Sure, you'll find their answer intriguing. Weak work, as always, Darien. Well, tell us about the number. Is the defendant a secret agent? IPXX314206. The agent registered under this number was Romain Latouche. What? Our undercover Interpol agent was Mr. Latouche himself. He was apparently in the middle of an operation. So when he wrote those letters, he was trying to tell us his own identity. And a cautious killer tried to wipe them away.
Mr. Latouche was an undercover Interpol agent? So him being Lamawa's manager
was just a cover, most likely. Dear Lord, the nose is stopped up right now. May have to grab a Claritin real quick. There's one other important detail I found. Well, out with it. Concerns that .45 caliber revolver, the murder weapon. Apparently, it belonged to Romain Latouche. He had an Interpol permit to carry firearms. And the registration number on the revolver matched. So the victim was killed with his own weapon, which makes sense. It's hard to imagine someone who wasn't an Interpol agent with such a large revolver. So the victim was an Interpol agent on an undercover op. I wonder how that ties into everything.
It's gotta tie in somehow, you think?
Yeah, somehow. Thanks for looking into that for us, Detective Crescent. It's great help. Oh, no problem at all, Your Honor. I'll be heading out.
Wait.
Lamerwa! Is something the matter?
That voice just now.
I had a feeling this is where it was going to lead. They've been using Darien so much that I kind of figured we were coming back to him. Darien.
Mr. Darien, is it? It was him. I'm sure of it.
It was him? You aren't saying...
That voice I heard talking to Mr. Latouche when I heard the gunshots fired. It was him. It was Mr. Darien.
Is this some kind of a joke? What? Yeah, I kind of figured we were coming back to him. He's been too around. Also, you got hair like that. You gotta be important. I am gonna grab more tissues as well as take a Claritin real quick. Fucking hair Milmondo. I always think Kuwabara first, but yeah, you're not wrong. Alright, I'm back. Okay. You know. Okay. I mean, he doesn't really do much for you. Like, he hasn't been the same since he left Seattle. Like, even when he wasn't Gus Bradley's style scheme, he wasn't playing well in Jacksonville. Like, he got toasted when he played in Jacksonville, and he did not play fantastically well with Houston, but, you know. So, you're getting a guy on the down side of his career. But, I mean, he does get to go back to a coach that he's good with, so, you know, who knows? I doubt he's really going to make much of a difference for you. He doesn't fix your massive need at corner still, though. That's the key. It's not a fix. I would argue you're in a weird spot where it's like you're in playoff contention, but there's still so much that team needs that's like, do you really want to make the playoffs? The Raiders are in the weirdest spot. No, I doubt you get maybe Jair, but I doubt you're getting Jalen. Given Jair's a actual free agent, there's a chance at that. I don't see you trading for Jalen. I mean, they're just running into cap situations now. They're starting to feel the stress of the Tyreek contract. Like that's the situation with Miami. Is they're getting to the point where they're old and also have old guys on big contracts. So it's like, well, now we have to free up money to get younger and rebuild. So you have to start getting rid of those old guys and becoming bad. Alright. I think I'm good. I think I'm in the right spot where I need to be. No way! My hair says otherwise. The courtroom fell into such a chaotic state the trial had to be suspended temporarily. I'd never seen that happen before. Of course, it's not every day that you get an accusation like that one. La Miroir fingering Darian Crescend. Not only is he a guitarist, he's a detective. Could it really have been his voice La Miroir heard? Things were changing fast, and frankly, I wasn't sure I could keep up with it. Hey, no wimping out now, Apollo! Quit breaking the fourth wall! Dear Lord, that secondary, that cornerback room is awful. Like, that is terrible. Even with Jalen, it's not good. Because, I mean, Jalen still is solid. For his age, he is still a solid corner. But it is definitely evident that Father Time's getting to him. He's not the lockdown guy he used to be. He's still a very good corner. But he is not the lockdown guy he used to be. Well, have you seen people saying that Ron Killings looks like Minoru Suzuki with his new hairstyle? And now I can't see anything but. And now I need Suzuki versus Ron Killings. I need it. Yep. Continue on. Good news for Miami is they can get out of the Tyreek deal after this year. And they will. They will. I guarantee you he gets cut for cap. Here, I want to see something. Let's see. Because currently they sit at what? Okay, they currently have 14 mil in cap space, which isn't bad. I didn't think their cap space was that good. Is Jalen still? Yeah, his cap hit's still there. What is their cap next year? Yep, they're currently above the cap for next year. Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, no. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they save 30 plus million cutting Tyreek. Yeah. Yep. They're going to do that. They are going to do that. And you know who else is going to get cut? Possibly Bradley Chubb. Maybe not because they only save about 8 million cutting him, but might happen. Jalen won't be there. So they don't have to worry about that number, but they're still going to have to eat that dead cap, which sucks. Miami is in a rough spot. Dude, you can barely save any cap cutting Austin Jackson. Oh my god, they are not in a good spot. I mean, they're cutting Tyreek. They have to cut Tyreek. I mean, cutting Jalen, moving Jalen puts them under the cap, which is fine and dandy, but yeah, no. Surprisingly, the team in cap hell next offseason. Currently, it might. What? Oh, I gotta see that. I gotta see that. I love how this is now digressed into me looking at cap scenarios. Oh my. Oh my god. How are you 50 mil above the cap? And they don't have that crazy of cap hits. It's just a lot of guys with large cap hits. That's what it is. They're not crazy number wise. There's just a lot of them. Jonathan Grenard gets cut. You can't tell me otherwise. They save 13. Well, just about 13. So he's getting cut, and Brian O'Neill's getting cut. They save 20 mil cutting Brian O'Neill. Yeah. Yeah, he's getting cut. He's getting cut. Outside of that, I could see TJ Hawkinson getting moved. Possibly. But I would expect restructure there. Aaron Jones probably gets cut. And Ryan Kelly probably gets cut. Unless he plays really, really well. They still would have to make more moves. Like that's crazy. Restructures like crazy are going to happen for Minnesota. Oh my God. If you picked a team to try and fight cap situations with in Madden, it's Minnesota. That's insane. Holy shit. Oh, Lord. Dude, Jacksonville's looking great next year. We're already at 22 million for next year. Dude, we look great. Let's see. I'm just looking at who we can restructure and do stuff with. I'd expect them to, well, maybe not. Depends on how he plays. I was going to say I could see him restructuring Walker Little, but it depends on how he plays. You don't save enough cutting Devon Hamilton. It's only 3 million. Darnell Savage gets cut. That's 6.5 million. Yeah, you're cutting him. You don't really save anything cutting Eric Berry. Chuma probably gets cut. That's another 3. Johnny Munt probably gets cut. That's another about 3 mil. Another about 3 mil for Hunter Long. Yeah, minor cuts, but they can get themselves up to like 40 mil pretty easily.
And they'll do some restructures, that's a definite. I can see at least one. Probably probably Eric Armstead. Probably. Maybe Josh Hines Allen. Yeah. Jacksonville looks great. What are the Raiders next year? What are the Raiders? Holy hell, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Holy shit. And that's with two guys with $35 million cap hits. Oh my god. You only have three guys with double-digit million cap hits. That's crazy. And hell, Jeremy Chin's cuttable. Saved $3 million. Alex Kappa gets cut. That's $5 million if he doesn't play well. Yeah, dude, there are cuttable players too with that kind of cap number. That's crazy. That is crazy. Ooh, the Chiefs got to make space next year. Oh, and that's how you do it. It's just one restructure and you're under the cap. Yeah, one restructure and you're under the cap. So it's not as bad as I thought for them. Yep. Yep. If they could cut Jalen Moore immediately. They signed him, they could cut him next year. They're going to cut Jawan Taylor. They saved $20 million cutting Jawan Taylor next year. He's gone. He is gone. And Kansas City fans will be ecstatic. Huh. Christian Fulton, they save $5 million. Drew Tranquil, they save $6 million. Damn. It's real easy for Kansas City to get under the cap. Aye. Yep. Yep. Eagles on the stream, man. We had a little side plot into looking at cap space. we got sidetracked looking at cap situations. Hey, Apollo. What? Well, actually, nothing. I mean, something. Or maybe nothing. Out with it. The suspense is giving me an ulcer. Well, the trial today? I was thinking, if you gave it a score, what score would you give it? What the fuck? I'm sorry, what? Jimmy Ward was with Houston, right? He's been with Houston the last couple of years, right? I just want to make sure I'm right on this. Yeah, yeah. No, I have not heard about the Jimmy Ward shit. I did not hear about that. Given my Twitter feed is like obliterated by all the shit that's been happening politically for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why my feed is just obliterated by that. And then a lot of betting stuff as well as wrestling related. I haven't actually seen a lot of football outside of Jaguars football. rest of this morning? Just another Houston Texan making bad decisions. It's nothing new. I don't like to shit on teams a ton, but when your team is more known for, you know, problematic players, it's hard not to. Deshaun Watson, Aziz Al-Shaair, for what he did on the field, that is it. And now Jimmy Ward. Just saying. Just saying. And I will say, I get Houston fans sticking up for Al-Shaair, saying he's not a dirty player. But man, last year you could not tell me that man wasn't a dirty player. And I'm not even talking about just the Trevor hit. Yeah, there's nothing about Jimmy Ward on my fucking feed. Nothing. Which is absolutely crazy. Ram picked off our third string quarterback. I don't think anyone is wearing 47 on the team. A ghost picked off a player? That's crazy. That's crazy. Can't believe that. It's crazy. Whoops, not what I wanted to click on. All right. Score? Gee. I guess I would, or maybe, well, I'm just as bad as you. See? It's so vague. Clearly. Machi avoided a guilty verdict, which is something. Though I can't say I'm any less confused about the case. Got 27, 37, and 57. No 47. Apparently a quarterback got picked up by a ghost. And the victim, Mr. Lettuce. Who would have guessed he was actually an undercover Interpol agent? What a mess. And we don't have any idea what he was investigating. Well, true, but we know who shot him now. Lammerwine told the whole court. We now at least have prime suspect. It's another mystery, Apollo. I love mysteries.
I don't. Speaking of mysteries, what's Mr. Wright up to? I wouldn't mind asking his opinion.
Now that you mention it, I haven't seen Daddy around.
What? Is he some kind of stray that just wanders in and out at will?
I wouldn't say that, but he has been going out a lot. Some top secret mission, he said.
Top secret?
Anyway, you can't just rely on him to save the day. And you've got me to help you. We'll be fine.
Fine. Right. Well, time's a wasting, as they say. Let's investigate.
That's the spirit.
Lamirwa dropped a bomb in court today. It was Darian.
Lamirwa said she's never forgotten the voice, right? That's so cool.
I guess.
What's that called again? Elephant ears? Bet that's what they're called.
Somehow I don't think that means what you think it means. And she has to be wrong this time.
Wrong? Why?
I mean, look. Those gunshots were right during the concert.
That's right. I was burning up the dance floor at the time.
Right. Did you happen to look up on stage? Maybe at Darian even?
You bet I did. He is one of the Gavineers' guitarists after all. He's so cool. Oh.
Right. All the Gavineers have a rock-solid alibi. He couldn't have shot Mr. Lettuce backstage.
But Lamirwa heard him, didn't she? She heard Darian backstage, right?
Somebody's either wrong or lying very badly here. An Interpol agent.
I was wondering, what is Interpol anyway?
Huh? Interpol? They're the guys who catch international criminals.
Why can't they just call them international police instead of making up some silly name?
Yeah. Anyway, you think he was investigating Lamirwa?
What? Why would anyone do that? She's not a criminal. She couldn't be.
Don't be fooled by appearances is all I'm saying.
But remember, I'm a magician, Apollo. I can spot a palmed coin at 50 paces.
If only it were that easy. In any case, we know he was working on something.
I wonder if it was something that has something to do with something. That something being our case. The last something, I mean.
Something like that. Frankly, the whole thing is making my head hurt. What was Mr. Lettuce up to? I'm gonna assume that this is Prosecutor Gavin walking in. So I'm gonna do this the only way that anyone should do this if they're trying to do a vampiric laugh. One laugh. Ah, ha, 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 ha. Juicy? Was that another one of your tricks?
It wasn't me. I can't even make Mr. Hat laugh like that.
Oh, it's this guy. Wherever the mundane gives way to miracles, a word is whispered. A word is whispered. Grammar. Because I believe that's the joke they're making.
Hey, the other day.
Either it's grammar or grammar. but we'll figure out. I saw Rick Boogs, and I saw Jesse Goddard's. I didn't see any other names. Cool that they're rebooting it with, you know, a bunch of wrestlers. I think that fits. Given that was kind of the joke on the fucking show to some degree. We meet again! Nice to meet you? Who are you? Skoroden? I don't know if I know her. Oh, hey, she had a AEW Dark match with Mercedes Martinez. Remember she's in AEW? Because I didn't. Oh, alright. Oh! It's Vanessa Bourne. Is it Vanessa Bourne? This picture looks like the Vanessa Bourne render. Yeah, that's... No. I don't know why they gave me a picture that was Vanessa Bourne's render. But I'm like, that is not Vanessa Bourne. Why am I seeing Vanessa Bourne's render? Oh, that's where she's been. Okay. That explains why we haven't seen Camille on AEW television. I knew she was doing a show. I didn't know it was American Gladiators. And Wardlow's on American Gladiators too? The fuck? I'm sorry, but he deserves better than that. Remember when he was over? You guys remember when he was over as hell? And he should have gotten a really big push and then didn't get a really big push, and then we were all pissed that he didn't get a really big push. Yep. There it is, Wardlow. Gotta love having a giant snot bubble on stream, right? Whew. Could you please stop smirking like that? Ah! Ah! It's you! Uncle Valiant! Uncle Valiant? He's your uncle? No, silly. It's the great... I'm thinking it's grammar.
Well, we'll find out. The only right way. Google Translate. Grammary. Yep. Grammary. I thought it would be pronounced a bit different, but okay. I'm gonna listen to Google Translate. It means magic or an enchantment. Fuck yeah. That Mel Brooks is fantastic. He's so good. He's great. From a directing perspective or acting. That dude's just doing whatever the fuck he wants now. It's great. So good. Had that commercial with his son. So good. It's the great Grammary. Valiant Grammary. The Grand Magician. Yes, it is I, the great Valiant Grammary, as seen on television. Could you please stop smirking like that? It's been a while, Miss Trucy. 7 years to be exact. What does that mean? What does that mean? What does he mean by that? What do the words he is saying mean? My, how you've grown. Good to see you again, Uncle Valiant. You look exactly the same, which is technically a compliment. I hate to intrude, but what is a great magician doing paying us a visit? I believe it was you who wished to see me. So be quick with your questions. And do not quail, quake, or quiver. I am quite tame. Though my stardom. Right as I was about to read, I could feel, you know, the need to check the nose. Though my stardom may sear the sight, I'm quite down to earth when need calls. He does have a certain aura to him, it's true. It's damn true. Let's ask him about the case, Apollo. His aura sure isn't lost on our magician in the making. He's practically drooling with enthusiasm. After all, Uncle Valiant's one of Daddy's best friends. That's why I call him Uncle. What? Daddy, you mean Mr. Right? No, I mean my real daddy. Trucy's real father? Yeah, so Phoenix did not get laid. I've got a lot of questions. Okay. Troop Grammary. Or Trope Grammary. Wait, Apollo. Don't tell me you don't know about Troop Grammary. Troop Grammary? Huh? No. But it does sound kind of familiar.
Oh, lost life! Lamentably listless lad! Do not know of the greatest troop of magicians on the planet.
Valiant Gramarye. The name began to surface in my mind. It was a name I'd heard on television as a child. You bet you've heard the name! He made a cruise ship disappear and blew up an amusement park! Oh, and he made all this gold disappear from a safe.
That sounds like theft.
And then escaped from a high-security prison.
You said he is a magician? I open the locks to hearts chained by mediocrity.
So do you have a keyblade?
This is the true miracle of Troop Gramarye.
Wait, Apollo? I do remember seeing you on television a long time ago. Were you with someone else? Like a duo? A duo? Yeah, you had a partner. Something Gramarye.
Yes. Zach Gramarye. A masterful maker of magic. A capable crafter of shining showmanship.
Maybe Trucy's dad? Why is everyone so quiet? Daddy. Daddy? Huh?
Oh, no way. Once upon a time, Troop Gramarye included 2 grand magicians. Myself, Valiant Gramarye, and my partner, Zach Gramarye.
And this Zach was... He was my real daddy. Trucy's father. A magician. I guess it makes sense. I had no idea. There wasn't much point in talking about it. Not now that he's gone.
Oh. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm not lonely. I've got my daddy after all. And you made me laugh, Apollo.
Glad that I'm good for comic relief at least.
Not that I see daddy around much these days.
Ah, I've been remiss in remembering my reasons for my visit.
Reasons?
So let's get this real right now from what we know. Phoenix is now Batman. And Trucy is his Dick Grayson. That's what happened. That's we've now come to suffice that Phoenix Wright has become Bruce Wayne. That's it. We now know. That's what has happened. 150%. Two, in fact. The first being, of course, to see you, Miss Trucy.
You don't know how happy I am to see you again, Uncle Valiant.
I'm sure you are. Not one for modesty, are you? When I encountered you at the Colosseum, the first time in 7 years, I could fain not contain my emotions. I wept oceans.
And to learn, you now defend that poor pianist, that blinded boy. 'Twas a hot topic of talk among the staff, you know. And defend him you did.
Well, it wasn't all my doing.
I'm his defense attorney, actually. My other reason for coming here today was this. This is what they call a VHS tape. Yes, looking at you, children who have never seen a VHS tape and are very confused of what the fuck it is. That's what that is.
That's a videotape?
Even Trucy's confused. Quite so. A recording of the concert, no less. I brought it for you, Trucy, on behalf of Troop Grammary. Will you watch it?
Sugar, we're going as we I'm number one with bullet. On a guy complex, can't get bullet.
See the spark fly in there. Somebody threw it in there.
Wow, it's almost as good as it was live. So what's the word? Mysterious.
There are more mysterious things than her song going on. Way more mysterious. This valiant Grammary has good reasons to be here today. But I wonder what his reasons were to be at that concert. So I was wondering, that stunt in the middle of the song there.
I didn't see a stunt.
What about Lamrois vanishing and reappearing?
Oh, that. I guess I'm so used to seeing that happen, I didn't even notice.
So young to be so jaded. A simple sleight of hand, a petite prestidigitation. A modicum of magic from me to you.
So that's why you were at the concert.
Yes, I was there to watch my trick take to the air. So you're the one who knows how it was all done. Of course. I'm like a deity, with the stage as my domain. I suffer no mystery upon those floodlit boards, not grasped tightly twixt my fingers. It is a potent, primeval power I possess. Well, do you think you could tell me how it was done?
Hey now, this is what magic is made of.
Trucy.
That's like totally against the rules, Apollo.
Not during a murder investigation, it's not. My son, for my illusions are mine alone, monsieur. Also what? Recall that the terrible occurrence happened later. Well, after my illusion entranced the audience. Ah. Don't even ask. I won't answer.
Too bad for you, Apollo.
Whose side are you on now? I, valiant Gramarye, now make my leave, Miss Trucy.
There's no need to rush, Uncle Valiant. You should stay a while.
I'm afraid I cannot. I may not. I shall not. I have been asked to assist with an analysis, and so I shall slink back to the scene. So, you'll be at the concert venue today? Correct. If you would call on me, come to the Colosseum. See you later, crocodile. That's not how that goes. With a whirl of his cloak and a wink of his eye, he turned and walked out through the door, normally.
Well, there you go, Apollo. Let's get cracking.
Right. Valiant Gramarye. I've got a few more things to ask him. Foremost among them, that bit of magic that made Lamois disappear. And how he knows Trucy and her real father. Go to the detention center. Machi may not be guilty, but he's still a suspect.
But they don't have any decisive evidence.
Yeah, but only someone as small as him could have gotten out of that room.
Right, the air vent.
And he lied.
Lied?
Machitobe can see. Hi, Machi. Can you also speak English?
Ah, Machi.
Speak of the devil.
Looks like he's doing okay.
I forget. Why did we come here? It's not like we can talk to him or anything.
Words are overrated. Feelings are what matter, Apollo.
It's kind of hard to build a court case on feelings. But since we're here anyway, might as well get what I want to say off my chest.
You need someone to complain to, I'll listen.
I think she's actually worried for me.
So, what did you think of the trial today? Phew, glad he doesn't understand English after all. If he did, he would have been scared out of his mind by the trial.
Hey, all's well that ends well. You have to be more goal-oriented. If he's innocent, we win.
No, if he's found not guilty, we win. Machi might not understand English, but I bet he gets that better than you do.
Huh? He's sensing feeling.
Glad Lamawa testified. What a great person. She even got Machi off the hook by naming another suspect.
Darian of the Gaviniers, the detective. I wonder if Machi knows what happened. I mean, if he could follow how the trial went at all. No one told him there's a new suspect. How would he know? Hey.
What is it, Apollo?
No. It's nothing. I must be imagining it.
Imagining what, Apollo?
It's just, I couldn't help but feel that, I don't know, Machi, he doesn't understand what we're saying, right?
How could he? He's a young Borgidian. He doesn't speak English.
Yeah, but my bracelet's reacting to him.
Huh? Maybe it's malfunctioning. Or it's scared because you keep making those "I'm so mad" faces.
Was I that bad? Machi lied about not being able to see. What if that's not all he lied about?
If you're curious about it, there's only one thing to do. You should ask him.
I think it'll take something big to get him. Some kind of undeniable evidence. We'll be back, Machi. Alright. Look at this stadium. Look at this Coliseum. Dude, the Gaviniers got a blimp. What the fuck?
Woo! What a great day! It's perfect weather for sleuthing.
The weather matters for an investigation?
Don't some days just feel like magic days or defense days?
Sure. Let's get started, shall we?
Right on. Show us your stuff, Apollo.
What stuff?
Your voice training. This is the perfect place for it.
I did enough at home, thanks.
There's no need to be shy. Keep that up and you'll never make it on the big stage.
I'm happy in the courtroom, thank you. I am a lawyer.
And you're in luck because it's lawyer weather today. Don't you just want to face the blue sky and shout, "Objection"?
Look, the weather has nothing to do with lawyers. Let's get going already. I don't like this right here. The blue badger mascot giving out balloons is terrifying. I'm just gonna say that much. Got a fucking blimp. What's that creature there?
Oh, that's the police mascot, the blue badger.
It's life-size.
Haven't you seen them around town patrolling the streets? Yes, now even Law and Order has a mascot.
I'd run from that thing even if I wasn't a criminal. Why does its head wobble like that when it walks? It's freaky.
I don't think you're showing true blue badger spirit, Apollo.
Sunshine Coliseum sure is living up to its name today.
It's huge. Mr. Gavin got to play an enormous show, an enormous stage. I'm so jealous. Someday, I'll fight my first battle on this stage.
Battle?
Well, yeah, it's Coliseum, isn't it?
They don't do gladiatorial contests at these places anymore, Trucy.
Really? I had no idea. I wonder why they stopped.
Sometimes I worry about her. And you know what? I think for now at least, this is where we're going to call it for today because this is getting way too congested. I took a Claritin and I've gotten more congested. How is it possible? But we did get through that first trial. Now, we just got to get through this second investigation and then the next trial. And we will free this small, who we thought was blind boy. Alright. But, so, with that, I'm going to get some music going for you guys to send you out. Thank God I didn't have both earbuds in. I would have gotten my earbuds or my eardrums destroyed. With that, appreciate you guys for being here. Dash, Jaren, Eagles. Appreciate you guys if you're watching after the fact or we're just chilling in the chat. I appreciate you too on either the YouTube or Twitch side. Tomorrow, we will be back with some more grinding as we get ready for the end of the Hardcore Silver Nuzlocke. Should say randomized Nuzlocke. We'll take on Blue tomorrow, that's guaranteed. And then probably start training up for the finale and Red. That's probably the game plan tomorrow. With that, appreciate you guys, and I will see you next time.